Marekani.
Mambo vipi ladies and gentlemen, karibuni sana, karibuni sana, karibuni sana. Sijui niwakaribishe na makofi ya kilo ama nini bana. Nakwambia sijui kama unanipata loud and clear. By the way, comment hapo hivyo. Nataka kubig up watu kadhaa ambao wameingia before. We have a very good guest, a very good friend of mine. Msee nilikuwa namwangalia nikigrow up, yani alikuwa anatumenta, yani sijui niseme nini. Anyway, I want to big up some people here, and please make us share the word, make us trend out there bana. Tugongee share. Nataka kubig up watu kadhaa wameingia hapa. Mary Kind wa George, karibu sana. Flo Njeri, karibu sana. Caroline Shiko Gremo, karibu sana. Tuambie una watch kutoka wapi, na please make sure una watch kutoka kwa YouTube. It's very easy for me to put out your comment. So Anna Irungu, thank you so much. Anasema ati no audio. Is there audio? Kama unatupata loud and clear, please let me know. Unasema no sound. Is there sound before I continue? Yeah, please share. Naona Irene Rengo anasema sound please. Is there sound? Tell me. Is there sound? Kama kuna sound, just do thumbs up kama kuna sound. Naona Su Angaine ameingia, tuambie una watch kutoka wapi. Naye Lucy Morige ameingia, karibu sana. Naona my guest pale Sammy from Dubai, all the way from Dubai. I'm telling you, thank God for what we call technology. Hapa ni ndani ya Mkenya Marekani. Tunakujia leo kujulisha mawili matatu. You know, a lot of people wakiwa Kenya hawajuangi what happens, watu wakienda ng'ambo. So Kenya Marekani is just that channel that brings you people and their lifestyle, what they go through, what they persevere to be what they are. So make sure you share to somebody, ita watu. So without further ado, and kimbia kwenye YouTube. Naona a lot of friends are joining here from YouTube, all the way from YouTube. Sarah Mwasi anasema watching from Seattle. Naona my friend anasema big up pale hivyo. Nakwambia ingia kwa YouTube. Ana Irungu, hebu tuambie kama tume set your audio vipoa, kama unatusikia. My guest, unanisikia? Sawa. Nakuleta. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, help me invite none other than Sammy Njenga. Oh, yeah. Nakupata loud and clear. Uko sawa sana.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Karibu sana, bro. I'm really happy, excited to see you.
Well, the pleasure is all mine. Mimi ndio nashukuru sana. It has been a long time.
Long time indeed. So umekuwa aje bana, bro?
Well, tunashukuru Mungu. Well, the journey has not been easy either, but by the grace of God, you can be able to look back and really appreciate the very fact that if it were not for God, to be very honest, we could not be where we are right now. For me, life is all about appreciating every small little victory that you have and you make. Kwa sababu if you cannot appreciate the very small little victories, then ukiwa utakaa waiting for that great victory to come, then you'll end up missing the very small things that really matters in life. So nashukuru Mungu. I remember the last time I saw you vividly was in 2007. That's the last time that face to face we met. Wow. And if you can remember, I can take you back the memory line. That was in April 2007, on the 28th to be precise. That is the last time I saw you. Na kama unakumbuka vema, it was the time that you and the group were singing during our wedding. So I really thank God for this platform. At least I can be able to have a conversation with you and probably just share what life has been, and maybe just be a minister to inspire people out there, and just say that everybody has a drop of greatness in them.
Yes. Wow. That's a very, very great title. I'm telling you, nilisikia hiyo title nikasema, hapa we are ready for it. We are not ready. Uzito. Unajua Sam?
Yeah.
Sam ni msemo mmoja, mimi nikigrow nikiwa Sunday school, yeye ndo alikuwa anajua kizungu peke yake.
Come on, man.
Hey, Sam, you know you were so gifted. We used to look at you and we were like, this is the we all want to become.
Man, I thank God.
And
thank God.
And now talking to you, uko Dubai. How has the journey been? Kwanza tuanze na ukiwa Kenya, because it's been a while since I saw you last.
Sure. Just again for correction, I'm in Abu Dhabi. I'm not in Dubai. What happens is,
sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's fine. The perception is people understand Dubai. Ukisikia mtu anasema naenda Dubai, but Dubai is one of the 7 Emirates, and Abu Dhabi is the capital. Previously, I was in Dubai, which I'll take you through my life story, what really happened there. But currently, I'm in Abu Dhabi for the past almost now 5, going to 6 years. So ask me, how has life been since then?
Kenya.
Okay.
Before utoke Kenya, yani unajua ulikuwa unachapa bado usanii kidogo, mambombotela sijui nini.
I can remember. Now, see, Gary, life is about really trying to understand who you are. And unfortunately, I can say probably we were not very privileged to have access to people or institutions or resources that could really be able to guide us through to who exactly we should be, or the path that we should take. Now, asking me about Kenya. Kenya, Mimi, as you know, tumegrow pamoja with you guys, and the church actually was our stopper. The church was our stopper. Everything revolved around the church, from Sunday school, kwenda ma brigade and all that thing, kuingia youth, ministering in the English service, through the praise and worship and singing and all that. Now, very many times I will really do that because that's really what I wanted to do. And I was really passionate about singing. I was really passionate about acting. I was really passionate about writing scripts and doing drama. I remember even one day, wakati tulitengeneza ile rumor, I remember your brother was like...
By the way, let me tell mpendwa msikilizaji, bragging rights zinaingilia hapa. Sam is the first person to make a full movie na tuliact na tape iko. Ilikuwa sijui light ningelijua. When was that, by the way?
Well, to be very honest, I've lost track of years, but we were still in brigade years, By that time, I remember I was still in high school when we were doing that. I was still in high school. And tulikuwa tumefunga shule, so it was a time we wanted to look for ways in probably raising awareness about the street children, the plight of the unfortunate in the society. And for me, to be very honest, Gary, I will tell you, if I knew by then that was what will really make who I am, probably I will not have suffered academic injuries like I suffered. And this is what many people go through. No, to be very honest, this is what many people go through. And I will give you just a quick one so that I will not really deviate from your question. Home in Kenya, you finished high school. If you have not been mentored properly to really understand what exactly you want to do in life, those are the days, I will be honest with you, the vibe and the wind of changes, like I either want to be a lawyer, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a pilot. So choices that people were making even for selection to the university, zilikuwa zina revolve around very few career pathways. But again, when it's all said and done, nilimaliza high school, came back home, Eldoret to be precise. And from that moment, to be very candid with you, Gary, you want to try and find who you are and what you're cut for. Fast forward, I did different courses. And these courses, unafanya because probably that was the in thing. by then, but it was not something that will really drive you. I will tell you for free, Gary, I went and studied law, okay? I will not want to be very specific with these institutions, but I finished, but there was no heartbeat. There was no heartbeat at all. You don't feel as if this is my thing. I went to Nairobi, okay, did music, okay, but there was still no heartbeat out of that. I went in fashion and design, but there was still no heartbeat at that. That means you're doing something, you're studying something, but you're not very sure, is this what is meant for me? If you do anything in life and there is no passion that drives towards that satisfaction, you will only be drifting. You will only be drifting. The greatest thing that people will really want to appreciate in life is, and this is what is happening even in the current world right now, and I'll bring you back to where I currently am. People are doing jobs that they really did not study for. Whatever you went to school to do, you find actually that has zero connection with what you're currently doing now. But the world is changing and things are moving. So nikiwa LD, nimemaliza high school. So first things first, ni kujaribu ku hustle just to check what would be the first thing I do before I make my next move. My first job, Gary, was as a UT and trained teacher. No experience, no nothing, but just you want to start somewhere as you wait to think what exactly you're going to do. Do you know how much was my salary, Gary, at that time? I think this was about 1999, like this, okay? I was earning about 60 dirhams. That's about 1,800 Kenyan shillings per month.
So you moved to Dubai now?
No. I'm telling you now. Now I'm just trying to convert to the people.
Okay. Now I got you.
Nico Eldoret, okay?
Nico Eldoret,
Eldoret as an untrained teacher. This was in 1999, like this, okay? As an untrained teacher. The thing that drove me most was not the salary, but the change and impact that I was having in the lives of the little kids that I was really working with. And truth be said, I had not gone to what you call them, teachers training college. So I didn't really understand the finesse of how things should be done. But for me, the objective was one: let the kids have fun, let them enjoy, let them learn, as long as I achieve the objectives. So I used to be seen by the so-called trained teachers as if I'm a little bit off the mark, because kama watu walikuwa na roll down, because nakumbuka hata nilikuwa nafunza class 1 untrained, class 1, you can imagine. So waki roll down kwa mchanga, I roll down with them, but I will tell them A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, okay, 1, 2, 3. We would color on the sand and doing that. To be very honest, for me, that was so fulfilling, because the kids could be able to understand. Slowly by slowly, they moved me left, right, and center until I was given a national class. And I was taken to for English. Sasa hapo umeanza kusema mimi ndio nilikuwa naongea kizungu mnastuka. Then I was given a class to do English. But all through that moment when I was just as a UT, the impact was in influencing the life of these kids that I'm meeting and developing. Fast forward, it came a time that I had to also make changes and move. So I did not technically resign from that place, but I got an opportunity to move to another school. Still, it was a private school, but just to go again as a teacher. And honestly speaking, the moment that I left the first institution, it was a primary school, I didn't know the impact that I had. I didn't know the influence that I had on the life of these children. But one thing that really moved me is, at one time, those kids went and they camped outside the gate, because I used to stay with my parents that time, and they camped and they said, tunataka mwalimu wetu. So my mother was placed on a very difficult task to explain mwalimu wetu wako wapi. So when I came back, I understand the story of what happened, and I spoke to the kids, and that's how I started. Why am I saying my first salary was 1,800? I'm saying this so that the viewers and people who are watching and listening to understand that everything you do in life, you have to do it from the heart. If you're not doing it from the heart, if it's not coming from the heart, then don't do it. Don't do it. If you do it from the heart, it doesn't matter, because you're giving it your all. And that is the principle that has really guided me up to where I am. Fast forward 2007, I think I was very lucky to be blessed with a very lovely lady. In fact, yeye uniambia alinihurumia, okay? Alinihurumia.
Ulihurumiwa bro. Ukahurumika.
To be honest, she has been, she is, she will be, I think, the heartbeat of my heart. The reason why I'm saying this is because I had to go through a particularly difficult decision again on the same case scenario, which again most people go through. But kile naweza sema is this: what is not meant for you in life, don't struggle with it. Let it go. But that which is meant for you, if you can align yourself with the very good will of God over your life, trust you me, it doesn't matter how long it takes, but surely it will come. It will come to pass. So for that very reason, the Lord blessed me with a very lovely and a humble wife, who has been a big support to me even now. And I think I'm also a testimony that marriage indeed works. Marriage indeed works. And
I remember we were in your wedding.
Yes, man. Nakumbuka mkimwibia Wamboi, mkisema
Sam ulikuwa unaimba bana. Hebu tupigie kwanza mstari moja hiyo wimbo tu. Tusikie vile tulikuwa naimba hizo siku.
Wacha nikwambie. Sasa si umesema mambo ya injuries bana, I used to sing and I still love singing up to today. And before hata usema nikuimbia ama niseme nini, Gary, do you know you as an individual, you have become a source of instrument to very many people out there. And maybe you don't know, Gary, I'm telling you, you don't know. But some of the songs that you've been singing, they ministered to me through a very difficult period, which I'm going to share with you shortly. And those songs, they took me through. So sometimes when you craft, an art and you're singing, trust you me, if the oasis and the genesis of the script of your song is not inspired by the great I am, then it will just be nothing but an artistic business. But when it is inspired by the breath of life, trust you, you never go wrong. Because
my goodness,
the songs you made it. It's good that I'm talking to you now after 14 years. This, okay, fast forward. Gary, do you know this song? Uliimba wasa wako ni kabambe tena sawa subiri kwa upole moyo wangu
zawadi yake
ya furaha yahitaji kungoja. Gary, I'm telling you for a fact, nitakuleta kwa nini hiyo song iliniminister. I was down in ashes, but that song resonated in my mind over and over again, and it kept me going. And true to the word, it pushed me up to where I am. And even my family, they know it, they sing it, we sing it, because it's not just a song. That is
amazing.
You know, that is something so heavy. Word for word, it's so heavy. Anyway, fast forward.
This interview was for you or for me?
No, Gary, I will come back to you. Don't hold on. I will still put you on the map, because you speak, you minister, and you're a great inspiration to very many people.
Amen.
So just fast forward. 2007 tukafanya wedding, okay, and then after the wedding, something that happened again, I also inspire and encourage people out there. Every love that is true, it must be tested. Every love that is true must be tested. And this is where must be tested. And this is where probably many people throw in the towel at the early years of marriage, because the love is being tested. And if they cannot hold that test, because the test is not permanent, the test is something that is just temporary. It's a season. It will come and it will go. But the test, we cannot be able to know what it is. But we have to embrace that it is a season. I'm being tested. My love is being put under fire. My love is being refined. Just go through it. Then that drop of greatness that we are talking about, it will surely come. It will surely come. So imagine after the wedding, I lost my job. I lost my job. Many people will not know this, but now maybe they will understand it now. I lost my job. Reason, no specific reason. I will not even mention the institutions that I was working, but I lost my job. I lost my job. So take it. You have a wife here. You're just newlywed. You're like, okay, let's live our life. But the best thing that happens is you lose your job. Then fast forward, what happens? 2007, our country goes through a very difficult time after the election. This is the post-election violence, 2007. Many people lost their lives. Many people lost their property. Many people lost their livelihood.
Were you in Eldoret at that time during post-election?
I was in Eldoret. Yes, I was in Eldoret, 2007, and that marked the beginning of a very, I would say, difficult journey. A very difficult journey. But this is what I want to say. Through it all, through it all, through it all,
yes,
His grace has been very sufficient. Through it all, His grace has been very sufficient. And see, Gary, when sometimes life throws you bitter lemons, don't cry over it.
Yeah.
Just pick all these little lemons and make a lemonade out of it and enjoy it.
And enjoy it.
And enjoy it. Just enjoy that drink. As bitter as it may be, always ask yourself this question, and this is something that I have exercised with my dear wife over and over again. When we go through a situation, we just don't let it pass. We normally ask ourselves, what is it that we need to learn from this situation? Once we understand what it is, trust you me, we go through it and we pass. You will never leave a situation if you don't learn a lesson. The situation will circumnavigate and come back to you in a different phase, in a different style. But once you understand the lesson from every difficult situation, trust you me, your character becomes more refined, your personality becomes more mature, you get to understand things in a different perspective now with a wider view of life. So 2007, we lost it. My wife and I had to go through a difficult a moment. And you know very well, a place like from Eldoret to Nakuru is a place with just ordinary travel means. About almost 3 hours max, maybe 2.5. But it took us, I don't know, it took us forever. It took us forever because those are the days what we're gonna do, escort by the police. You get to a place now. So anyway, fast forward, we landed in Nakuru, and I remember we had not taken a shower. I don't know for how many days. My poor wife, we were just newlyweds, and then of course you really feel for her, like this is a baptism of fire, it's like welcome to the world, karibu kwa maisha. This is how things are. But I want to really appreciate. I want to really appreciate and send a lot of gratitude and appreciation to my in-laws, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm not ashamed to say that. Yes, I know probably in a traditional setup, people say, I'm not sure whether I'm allowed to say this, like, I think, something of that sort, like, don't really meddle so much with the in-laws. But Gary, the in-laws embraced us, meaning they embraced me, because the only place that we landed And remember, Sayu Geri, you have nothing. You have nothing, literally. Was at my in-laws, and this is in a place called Gilgil. And I have a lot of respect to my mother-in-law, my mother-in-law. You know, she took us in. And remember, I am a man. I'm a man. I'm married. I need to take care of my family. But here you are put in a very difficult situation. You have nothing, Gary. You have no source of income now. You try to hustle and look for any opportunity. Gary, I knocked the doors of literally every corner of Gilgil and Nakuru. I sent application thousands. That was just my job, to try and see how I can be able to make ends meet. But all through this time, this is 07, 08, okay, nothing seemed to be working. Nothing seemed to be working. I want to speak to all men out there who go through difficult situations. And sometimes you feel as if you've lost your essence as a man. People look down on you as if you're the man you should provide, and nothing seems to be coming. Our love was tested, Gary, from the moment we got married. And I'm proud that we went through these seasons and testing, because that has refined who we are. And now 14 years, I think now starting 15 years as married couple, you know, we are still going strong. And this is just the beginning. We're yet to go. So we opened up a small business in, I think, 2000 and towards the end of 2008, 2009 in Gilgil. As you say, nilikuwa napenda usanii, you know, I loved acting, I loved writing scripts, I loved with that. So we set up a small business, and it was the only business in Gilgil. Just a creative idea. By then, if I was thinking about content creation, I think I'll be very far. But when it's all said and done, it was the only, I will say, unique business in Gilgil, and it attracted a lot of traction to very many people. And Gary, we were starting. I think, you know, you come to that point like, okay, now I think things are getting better.
You're getting the groove back.
And now I'm on it now. I think there's light at the end of the tunnel now. I'm not employed. I'm self-employed. Things are working well. But think about it this way. One day, you wake up in the morning, very happy, very excited. You're going to work, and when you're just about to open your business room, okay, the shop where we are, because it was an entertainment area, okay, you find everything literally vandalized. Everything. Shops broken into, okay, computers all broken into, cables have been vandalized, okay, some of the gadgets, cameras, equipments, all taken, all gone. All gone. Only to later realize it is just very close people who are just within your circles. You know, some people who come to see you for business, some people who come to do business with you, they're the very same people who masterminded that, and they decided to bring me down. What am I trying to say, Gary? Okay, in life, it is important to have friends. It's very important to have friends. But what I've come to the realization and to understand, I'd rather be a lone ranger. If the friends I have add no value to who I am, then I'd rather walk alone. I may walk for longer, but if that will be the cost that I have to pay, then so be it. So I could not do much. And that was the beginning of a moment of trying to say, okay, I think it's time now. Let me shop and knock doors and see if something can happen outside where I am. And that's how the Dubai journey started.
Wow, what a story. I'm telling you, I'm lacking words. So, hey, unadhani umefika, kumbe now you are now on the air. You don't know what to do, you don't know what to...
Zero. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to start. You don't know how to make ends meet. And Makiu, at that point in time, the Lord had given us the stewardship of a very lovely child by the name of El Shama. And if my memory serves me right, I think he was just barely past, if I'm not wrong, 1 year. Okay, at that time, he was just barely a couple of months to 1 year, or 1 year and 1 month.
Yeah.
Gary, you look at your family, and you thought you had already started making ends meet, but now you are reduced back to ashes. Now,
Yeah.
by God's grace, again, I have a sister in-law. Again, I'm going back to my in-laws. Okay, and by that time she was working in Dubai.
Yeah.
And by the grace of God, I was able to come. Ask me, how did I come to Dubai, Gary?
What? Cause of the thought.
The thought ya kuja Dubai. Wacha nikwambie.
Yeah.
People, it was the most difficult thing. Most difficult thing to and the decision to make, because at this point in time, I have my wife, have a little son who is just growing up. Okay, and again, I'll call it a good problem. My wife and I, and even up to now with my kids, we have this good problem, and I think this is something maybe we'll just need to think and work on it. We cannot leave each other. That's the problem, Gary. It's so serious that even because we normally go for our weekly shopping, to the vegetable market.
Yeah.
I cannot go alone. She cannot go alone. The kids cannot stay in the house alone. We normally drag ourselves, all of us, together.
Yeah.
And that has become a way of life, just trying to appreciate the moments we spend with each other. So I got a call, okay, for an interview, okay, that is in Kenya. And do you know what job was available on the plate?
Yeah.
Can you give it a guess? I'm coming to Dubai. You have had the interview online and everything. Guess which job was available that time?
Kuangalia washosho. Unajua?
It's okay. No harm. It was in a hotel industry. At least I think kuangalia washosho much better. Hotel industry. Guess which was my first job interview. Guess. Kazi gani unafikiri nilianza?
Siwezi guess. Naweza guess ikuwe mbaya zaidi. Wacha nisi guess. Mpenzi mtazamaji, tuambie guess mpenzi mtazamaji. Guessing yangu imeshika mwisho.
All right, I'll make it easy for you, Gary. The first job that I got in Dubai, by that time in one of a very leading hospitality industry, which I will not mention just to stay sane and safe. My first job was a beach cleaner. And I'm not ashamed to say this.
So, because not everyone has been to Dubai, so elaborate what that is.
Okay. See, there comes a point in life, and this is what people probably should take home for free, that you have to make a choice. And choices have consequences. Choices will refine who you are. Choices will make who you are. But there is an ideal thing to do, and there is the right thing to do. Okay. At that point, it was not what is the rightful thing to do for me. No. But it was what is the ideal thing that I need to do.
Yeah.
FYI, I started cleaning the beach. This is a hotel with over 1,000 sun lounges, okay? And I remember it was at the heat of the summer, and it was my first time to come to Dubai. Remember, it was not my first time to leave Kenya. By that time, I had left Kenya a couple of times on different missions. But this time, I'm coming to Dubai for the first time, okay? And the job that I'm supposed to do is to be a beach cleaner. And in fact, the JD, or the job description that I was given by that time, was just to clean, to sweep, and to do all that. But when I landed, that's when reality dawned on me, my friend. It is a choice that I had to make, because every man, and this is what probably people should really appreciate, the man has been given that responsibility by God as an overseer.
Yeah.
As an overseer. He is the priest of the home.
Yeah.
The man is the one who was commissioned by God to go out and provide. And so I had to fulfill that obligation, and I had to come to Dubai, because at that point I could not sit and watch my family suffer.
Yeah.
So I took that job as a beach cleaner. I used to smile during the day, Gary, because that is the
Yeah.
principle of the hotel industry, hospitality. You need to make the guest happy. You need to really engage with the guest. And as a beach cleaner, what happens is at the heart of the summer, it was
Yeah.
in September here in Dubai. Sometimes it will reach a height of 48 degrees, and you're working the morning from 5 a.m. to sometimes 7 p.m. or it depends. But the heat really consumed me. Gary, when I was coming to Dubai, that time I was about 87 kgs. Okay, I was really, really, really hefty and weighty.
Yeah.
But within 7, 8 months, I had dropped down to about 73 kgs. Not because I was going to the gym, but because I had been exposed to the real gym of life, and that's how it was. I lost weight. I became, forget about now, at least my skin is a little bit fair in complexion. I was
Yeah.
almost similar to this because of the heat of the day. But this
Wow.
is what I want to speak to every person who may be watching or listening to me after this. It's not what you go through. It's not what you go through, but it is how do I go through it and come out of it still sane and strong. Gary, during the day, I used to smile. I used to smile. But during the night, I used to cry. I used to cry. Why? Because I'm doing a very difficult job, but I'm doing it from the heart.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining, but I'm doing it from the heart.
Yeah.
And the impact and the influence you will do and have over the people around you when you're honest with yourself, it's always true. And it will always come. So fast forward, I kept communication with my wife, and this is what probably I will encourage the people out there who may be coming to different parts of the world and they leave their families back at home.
Yeah.
If you're married, if you're a couple, one thing that will keep you sane, one thing that will keep you together is never break that chain or that link of communicating. It doesn't matter what you say. And Gary, do you know, from the first day I landed, I never even had a laptop of my own. But I was placed, of course, in a shared accommodation, and it was a very good shared accommodation, only 2 people in one room. And I appreciate the institution that I was working in. I had to borrow someone and say, please, I need to talk to my wife. I said, okay, fine. That was the time we were using the Facebook. You go Facebook, you video chat, and I will chat with my wife, and I will have the little boy. And I remember this, and remember, I'll bring you back to this. My son by that time was very small. He could not be able to comprehend and understand. I'm seeing daddy, but I cannot touch him. I cannot hold him. I can hear him speak, but my son said, daddy, when you come back, bring me a pair of shoes. Just bring me a pair of shoes. I said, okay, son, I'll bring you a pair of shoes. So every day, my son kept on waiting for daddy to bring the pair of shoes. So every night, because sometimes the shift will change, and my wife will keep vigil. And a lot of respect again to all the women out there who are always vigil, who are always taking care of the family, who are always holding firm, because they become that that matter, okay, that connects and holds and keeps the family together. I salute all that women, all those kind of women, and lots of respect to my wife because she did it. And up to now, I cannot place any value, any amount to what she went through and what she did. So I kept communicating with my wife, and I encourage every person out there, just don't drop the mic. Always keep communicating with your spouse, with your husband, with your children, even when you're outside the other parts of the world. So that's what really happened, and it kept us going. And fast forward, Gary asked me then what happened then. You know, anytime you do something, and I'm saying you're doing it from your heart, you have an impact and you influence the people around. Gary, I used to do that too. And the guests that you're meeting are people from across the, across the world. They come in. It was a 5-star hotel, very prestigious and one of the very strongest brand in UAE and across the world. But remember, at that time, you're just a beach cleaner. This is what, until today, I normally tell every person who does everything and whatever they do. It's not what you do. It is just a stepping stone. It's just a stepping stone for you to go where you're supposed to be. Gary, mchagua jembe, mchagua jembe si mkulima. It's not that you're not educated. It's not that you don't have that pedigree of different skill set. No. But at that point in time, you have been told, choose. Remember at home, that time you're starving and there's an opportunity here. Just take it. I took it. And no regrets until today. Fast forward, Gary, without getting into so much details. As a beach cleaner, you influence so many people. People who are in the hospitality industry will tell you that guests normally give a lot of feedback, okay, when they engage with the different associates or different colleagues. And that, I think that was my breaking point. Many guests across the period of 8 months, 9 months, okay, and that hotel had more than 1,000 employees. So it's very difficult to stand out, very difficult for you to be isolated, very difficult. But when the grace of God is over the life of someone, when the favor of God is upon your life, trust you me, the rest are nothing but just third party. That's what I believe until today. If God's favor is with you, if the grace of God is still in operation in your life, then don't ask God how. Just let it. He knows how. You just go with this. Just go with the season. So I got an opportunity still within the same hotel, by the grace of God. Started off again as an administrator because I loved developing people. I got an opportunity to be an administrator. This is in the learning and development department. And as a learning and development department, I did everything that I could do. And again, I still insist, Gary, whatever you do, just do it from your heart. The rest, leave it to God. I think wasemao usema wewe tenda mema and then nenda zako, as they put it. So I work as an administrator. And the most interesting thing is that this department was only full of alcohol ladies. Okay, I was the only male in the learning and development department at that time. Of course, it was a moment also for me to understand how they work, how they operate, and so nilikuwa kama kada ya moko, mse wa mkono, when they needed things to be done here and there. So I was very present. And when it's all said and done, Gary, fast forward, okay, the impact that you have as you do what you do. I was moved into a coordinator's role, okay. This was within a period of almost a year and a half. And again, I worked hard, I worked smart, and the grace of God was upon me. His favor was upon me. Fast forward, someone got interested in what I was doing, still in the same property, and I was given an opportunity now to move to the corporate office. From the property to the corporate office as a learning and development department, still as a specialist, because the essence here was just to develop people, to inspire people, to motivate people. And I did that with a lot of humility, and again, the grace of God was very sufficient. See, Gary, the journey here is really not about me, but it's just the phase of life that we all go through at different times and different periods. And remember, in life, for anything to materialize, God will give you a promise. Later on, God will give you a problem, and then God will give you a provision. For anything to materialize, then these 3 P's will come to work: a promise, a problem, and then a provision. I had to go through this season, and I remember my wife always ministered and talked to me over and over again, and she always told me, even when I was a beach cleaner, he said, you need to learn why God has allowed you to go through this phase of life. You need to know why.
Yeah.
And this is what she said. And she even one time told me, no, I envision you one day you will be sitting in a big office with a black leather sofa set, and God will have given you that moment to lead so many people. She had that dream many, many years ago. And she kept on telling that you need to resonate with what I dreamt, because what you're going through now, for this promise to be fulfilled, you have to go through a certain challenge. You have to go through a problem. And candidly enough, yes, I went through that, and the promise was fulfilled. So fast forward, Gary, there was a time that this institution, this hotel, they had to do a restructure, and all the people who were in this department had to be put together in one centralized location. And one person told me, Sammy, listen, you are brave, you're smart, you're sharp, but I'm not sure whether we can be able to wade through this storm. But if there will be a right time to leave, then this will be the time.
Yeah.
And I said, no, it's fine. I will survive. God has seen me through very difficult moments. Even this one, He will still see me through. I respected that gentleman, and up to today, I hold him with a lot of esteem. And yes, they restructured, and we were placed in one area. And of course, people had to leave. Some people had to be given option to go. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what stands is, it doesn't matter what comes your way. People need to have this self-belief and self-consciousness that everybody has a reason. And I normally tell people as I conduct training, because I'm also a certified master corporate trainer, if you wake up in the morning, every day when you wake up in the morning, and there is that heartbeat, there's that heartbeat, just know that God is not done with you. No, 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 no. You have a purpose. You need to fulfill that purpose. God is not done with you. So I remember one day I just posted an application, and I forgot about that application. I forgot about it completely. Then a couple of months later, I got a call, and I said, okay, you're Sammy. Yes, we received your application for a job. I asked, which job? Because in my mind, I'd even forgotten about it, and said, no, you applied for learning and development. I said, okay, no problem. When can I come for an interview? And that was the first time that I had to move from Dubai to Abu Dhabi. And this is a place where you have to drive for about 2 hours, because these are two different Emirates. Okay. I came for an interview. I met the director of human resource, a German lady. She was very, very firm and very strict, just like the German machines, BMWs. And she conducted an interview for me, and very honest, and I did the interview, and she was very keen on my journey, on why I started off as a cleaner. I will never forget that question. And of course, I took him through. Gary, just understand this. I finished the interview, and I was traveling back to Dubai, and there's a place called Jebel Ali. And before I even reached Jebel Ali, this is almost like 1.5 hours from Abu Dhabi, I got a call, and they told me they are really highly considering me for that position, and I will get a call the next day. And that's what happened. I went and did the interview with the corporate office, and then I came to the current company that I'm working with now as an assistant manager, learning and development. Now, me, that was a big jump. Why? Remember, for 5 years, almost 5 years, almost 5 years, I'm in Dubai. I'm alone. I don't have a family with me. I'm staying alone. But if I can take you back so that you can understand the matters of faith and how God operates and how God works. At one time, I invited my family to just come for a visit. And I stayed with them for about 3 months. And my son was at that time, I think 5 years, about 5 years. We stayed here, and when they were going back, they met someone at the airport. You know the way people interact, and this is what my son told this stranger at the airport. Hey, listen, I have left my heart in Dubai, and I'm going to come back for it because this is where I belong. My father cannot be staying here alone. Gary, this is a child of 5 years making such a bold statement. And this is what he wanted. And true to the word, the land my words, true to the word, God honors the prayers of every soul, and he answers it. So fast forward again, they were able to join me. I'm here with them, and I thank God that I can be able to be with them here. To us, this is a miracle. This is a victory, because I can understand the challenges that people go through when they bring their families to foreign countries. And it's been 6 years, and we really appreciate God for the victory that He has given to us. Gary, any question? Gary, if you can hear me.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Gary.
Yeah. I think my call dropped.
Okay.
I'm just going through the comments, and wow,
yes.
Guys are being encouraged here. A lot. So, able to be how did you manage like to stay? You know, your family was in Kenya, and you were in Dubai hustling. So how was that journey?
Well, it was not easy. What I will say is, Gary, what is the reason that brings people together? What is the fundamental reason that brings people together? Because for me, love is not a feeling. Love is not a feeling. For me, the true definition of love is a choice with intent. That is the true definition of love. I chose to love my wife. She chose to love me. It is not because of the feeling, because feeling fluctuate. But if you purpose, I chose to love this person, irrespective of, in good times, in bad times, in high times, in low times, you choose to love. If that is your sole reason, then trust you me, you will wade all the storms. You will wade all the storms. And it's for that reason that we kept communicating with my wife every single day. The days we would cry, to be very honest, the days we would laugh, but that kept us going. For me, what kept me going even through these times is one thing: what am I meant for, and what are the values that I hold? For me, honesty, integrity, faithfulness, these three values, if you don't compromise with them, then yes, irrespective of what you face, then you can be able to go through. So that kept me sane. My family kept me sane. But I'll tell you, Gary, many people told me to resign, just throw in the towel, man, just leave it. It's a difficult season. Because the first time I went for vacation back home, Gary, I even visited my parents, man. They cried. And do you know, I could not tell them what I was doing. I could not tell them what I was doing. Because they will not understand, Gary. They will not understand why you left Kenya to go and start cleaning and the pitch. They will not understand. But remember, I told you the how I relate my life with the Joseph story is you have to go through a season, that season to refine you, for you to get what you're supposed to get. And that becomes the key. That becomes the key. Many people told me, resign, go home. This is what I would say to everybody who's listening to me and watching. Okay, don't give up. Don't give up. I think Tupac Amaru Shakur one day sang a song and say, "Baby, don't cry, please never give up. Even if your love is hard, never give up. Don't give up. Always have that self-belief that nothing lasts forever. It will come and it will pass." So that is really what really kept me going, Gary. The fact that I have a family that I love, I have a family that supports me, I have a family that upholds what I believe in, and most importantly, Gary, I will tell you, if your wife becomes the backbone to support your vision, then you should count yourself very lucky. Because I will say this, and I want to give a lot of respect to all the women who stand together with their husband or their male folks, even when they don't have anything. I salute all these women because my wife stood with me. Until today, she's still standing with me. And for that very reason, Gary, irrespective of what the public opinion will be, it is for that very reason I have no secrets with my wife. I'm an open book. I'm an open book. I'm an open book.
Wow.
Why? If she went through with me when I had nothing, zero, when I had nothing, I have no reason. I have no reason. When we have kakiru, as they say, when you have something, kakiru, when you have something, then you alienate her, or you try and create a division that she has no say or right over. For me, she has the right over everything, including myself. That's how it goes. And it is for that reason, until today, we are together.
Wow. Amazing. Let me see in the comment section. Naona watu wamejoin hapa. Wacha ni big up watu kadhaa hapa. George Mugwe, thank you, I see you. Jen nakwambia, Jen, asante sana. Wewe ni mtu wa power. Thank you so much. From House of Grace, Nairobi. Asante sana. God bless you. Naona mpaka anaandika notes.
Shukran, Jen, much appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. Thank you, Sally Mwangi, all the way here in Washington. Thank you so much. God bless you. Mwarewaza Uni, thank you so much. God bless you.
Very powerful names there.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Then George Mugwe, Sema, communication in marriage is key. Thank you so much for tuning in. May God bless you. I think this is one of the most powerful shows I've ever had. I think guys are not just learning, but being encouraged. Show ni kama ni yako sasa, bro.
No, thank you for giving me the platform. I really appreciate. Thank you for giving me the platform.
Amazing. Now I'm sure we'll plan one of these days ukuje pia sasa in real life ukuje huku America.
The pleasure will be mine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what about church? Spirituality
Excellent.
in Dubai, is it a problem or what?
Yes. Okay. No, it's not a problem. Before I just answer that question, let me just complete so that people will not be lost in between. Gary, every small victory celebrated. Every small victory celebrated. I told you I came here. That was in 2015. I was hired in as an assistant learning and development manager. Now, fast forward, what happens? After 6 months, I was made a manager. 6 months.
Wow.
6 months. 6 months. So I became a learning and development manager, and I thank God for that opportunity. It is not an easy thing, but I love it. Gary, my life is all about inspiring people. My life is all about developing people. My life is all about having an influence to the surrounding and to making sure that if today I can be able to make a meaningful change to the life of the people around me, I will do it. I will do it. I developed people as a corporate trainer. I did that, and something that I'm still very passionate until today. And then fast forward again, Gary, I will tell you, a couple of years later, they gave me an opportunity to work as an assistant director of human resources. Something that, to be honest, if you ask me, I was not cut for it. I was not cut for it. But I was told what exactly you're doing. Okay, it's something that you can be able to handle it. So I took it as a challenge, and that time I was juggling two job roles as a learning and development manager and also as an assistant director of human resources. Fast forward, an opportunity came still within the same company, and I was given the possibility to become the director of human resources, and that is the current job that I'm doing until now, with a headcount of about almost close to about 400 people in total. Okay, it is not something easy. Okay, now someone will sit and look and say, Gary, I will not take it into that point. For me, this is an opportunity and it's a platform. It's not about the position. It's not about the position, but it's an office that I need to make sure that everything that I do, I'm accountable. Everything that I do, I remember the Joseph story. And this is what I want to take you back before I answer your question about church. My wife told me, one day when you will have a position of influence, do not forget where you came from. And until today, that resonates with me very, very vividly every single day. And so, Gary, as I take charge and work in a hospitality industry with people of over 37 different nationalities, 400 people as associate or employees who you are really responsible for under the docket human resource. It's not an easy thing, I'm telling you. But the grace of God always is sufficient. Wisdom is not something that you will go and just learn from a book and apply. Sometimes wisdom is given to God so that you are able to make informed decisions about critical and difficult times that will see you through in even months and years to come. So I thank God. And again, I'm saying it's a story so that people can be inspired. You can be what you want to be. And God can always provide for you opportunities that can be used to transform and change the lives of the people. You asked me about church. Now, it's different from what we have back home. But I will say, for example, in this part of the world, like, for example, in UAE, they have embraced diversity. They have embraced diversity. And I will be very honest and candid with you. We have people of all religions here, and nobody has been stopped to worship. Of course, there are guidelines that people need to follow. And the churches are not like what we have back home. Like every corner, every section that you'll have a church. No, we have designated areas where there are houses of worship, where people will go and worship on specific days and specific times. So yes, that is there. But of course, there are challenges in between, because it's not like in home or at home where you'll find people will just go and have different religions, different churches at different times. There's some regulations that guide, and by the virtue of the fact that this is a 24-hour economy, sometimes it's difficult to religiously attend all church services as you may want. But what I would like to say is that the church is not a building. And I hope to be understood in the correct concept. The church is not a building. The church is the heart of an individual and the relationship that you have with God. If you have an opportunity to have a fellowship, alhamdulillah, that is absolutely fine. But if there are challenges that cannot be able to allow you to have that frequent gathering, then you need to have your own church in your own home. And that is exactly what my family does. Gary, every single day we have to meet in the evening, and it has become our family tradition. Me, my wife, and our two little lovely kids. We have to go through a chapter a day, and every person needs to say what they understood and how they can be able to decipher verse after verse And then what is the Spirit of the Lord telling us about this? So we nourish ourselves as a family. And of course, when we have opportunities to fellowship with others, we do take that leap and we attend such fellowships. But again, it's not as the setup is not like what we have back at home. But yes, there's a freedom of worship.
Wow, amazing. Now another thing is maybe somebody is watching us and they would want to come and work in Dubai or just the Emirates. What is like normally the procedure?
Okay. Gary, I'll be again very open and transparent on this. There are very many options that people explore. And I can say, for example, you can be recruited from home. That is one option. A company can conduct an interview and recruit you directly from home. Many people come here, for example, just to visit. Then they realize, oh, there's something I can do. Then they get a job. So they can be recruited locally under visit visa. Some people will come through agents. But when it's all said and done, Gary, what I will say without being very specific on what is the right channel to use to get a job, okay? Anyone who may be interested to come, okay, first and foremost, if you have to go through an agent, you need to make sure that you have gone and done what we call a background check for these agencies. You need to make sure that you have crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's, just to make sure that it's a legit agency, so that you don't fall prey or victim to what some of our brothers and sisters have gone through. You can also be recruited directly by the company. Like, for example, what happened to me, I never went through an agency. I just got a call. I did the interview from home. Surprisingly, they even paid my air ticket from home to come and work here. And remember, I'm coming to work as a cleaner, not even a high-end position. So that is also another option. And there's an option now that when people are here, maybe they came for a visit and maybe they found something, then they apply, they get a job. That's also another option. But ultimately, at the end of the day, what I will say is honesty. Honesty is the key. And remember, sometimes it's not even about the skill set, Gary. It's not about how much you have studied, how many degrees you have. No. Sometimes it's the opportunity that is available, and you want to start there and build yourself towards a career. Maybe you will channel and divert towards what actually you really want to do. So there's a different facet in which you can be able to look at this. And yes, opportunities are there, but now with the impact of the Rona, COVID-19, it has become a little bit challenging. And so, but we are hopeful things will fall back into place, and of course, recruitment will get back into place. Yes.
Oh wow. So and in your time there, have you had like ile kuteswa? Unajua tunasikianga watu wa Dubai wanateswa kidogo, sijui Dubai ama Arab ama like in your time there.
Okay.
I would want to hear that story.
Okay, let me tell you, Gary, and I want to be very calculated in my statement so that I don't become prejudicial for whatever reason. I will tell you for a fact, and this is about me. The perception that people have is different. But what I can be able to say about myself and about UAE and about where I have been, Gary, I have never, for the past now almost 10 years, Gary, I have never gone through any form of abuse. I have never gone through any form of kuteswa. I have never. Personally, I've never. And I can be able to attest, if you live in this, because different countries have their different ways. And yes, maybe some people may have gone through difficult times. But in my knowledge, okay, I'm talking about UAE. I'm not talking about any other Gulf countries. I'm just talking about UAE, where I'm currently at. To be very honest, this place is very secure. I'm giving you for free, okay? Security, top notch. It's a 24-hour economy. It's a 24-hour economy. Like it's the infrastructure is way up there. The medical facility is way up there. If you come in the right way, Gary, you have no reason to hide. That means you just follow and abide by the rules and regulations, because here, what really governs this country is that people respect and obey the law. and I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of it. Gary, si kama home utapata ti, for example, kuna mabongo saa yote wanasimamishanga magari wanasema, there's nothing like that here.
No.
I'm telling you for free, there's nothing like that. Nothing like that. Driving.
Yeah, I've been to Dubai. Yeah.
You visited. It's amazing, you know. And all the Emirates have a similar setup. It's amazing. Gary, I'm sorry to say, but unajua what is injuring our home countries, man? Corruption. No. Corruption inatupa vibaya sana. But in this part of the world, to be very honest, hiyo jina hata uwezi ipata ukitaja huko ati sasa ndio nadra sana. Hapana. Kwa sababu kila kitu is systemized. Everything is systemized. Everything.
So it brings me a very difficult question that I always ask.
Sure.
These people are so disciplined and they're not Christians. We boast of 80% Christians in Kenya, but yet all these vices, you know, they cannot go together with Christian 80% and corruption. They cannot go together. This country, 50 years was a desert, a flat place. Now, being led by people who are not. So what is the secret there? What is it?
See, I'll tell you the secret, Gary, here, okay? The locals here, okay, they are only about 20% of the total population. 80% is expatriates. 80% is expatriates. 20% of the locals. They wako na umoja sana. And it's, you see, Gary, discipline has nothing to do with religion. Zero. Discipline has nothing to do with religion. Discipline is just a fundamental virtue that everybody should practice. Everybody, from top to bottom. Religion should not even be at play. Issues of vices happening here and there is because of one thing, Gary. It's because of one thing. Kila kitu inaanza pale chini. The core. The foundation of everything. Gary, unajua huku, people have got a very strong value about families. Very strong value about family. Si kama home saizi, mtoi amka enda mcheze, they'll go and play and come back. Huku, if I need to create that playtime with our kids. So my wife and I, lazima tuende nao, tucheze, tukae pamoja. You know, which home nadra sana, unajua, unless maybe watu, you know, it's nadra sana. Utaachilia tu watoi, watakuja home wakati ni saa njaa, you know, lunch. And then, but hapa everything is programmed. So you create time for the family. And back home, okay, Gary, what people really need to embrace, okay, I think we have a very honest people back home, very honest people. We are very honest people, but system may break kila mtu. System may break kila mtu. That's why you find, Gary, una drive home, gari yako iko sawa kabisa, maybe ni ka scratch tu kadogo kako kwa taa, umesimamishwa, then unaambiwa bwana hii lazima ufanye. So unaanza kupiga mahesabu, wakisema wakuchukue, ufuate the process. My friend, it's a nightmare. Unaona, so you'll end up useme tu ni system. Watakwambia, mwingine atakwambia tu openly, bwana fanya hivi 1 2 3. So you just comply, not because you want to, but you have no you have no option. It's the system. But to be very honest, I think this is a very safe.
Na ukisema unataka kufuata sheria, they look at you as very mjeuri. Wanasema okay,
utasumbuliwa. So everything starts with a governance. Everything starts with a governance. I'll just give you just one example, and then you can shoot the next question. Huku, for example, every year wanakuanga na theme. As the Emirates wana theme. Kunakuwa na year of tolerance, okay? The other one, I think it was, I don't know, year of what. They have themes for every year, and this theme zinakuwa made like they are brought to life. Like year of diversity, you know, they're brought to life, and people embrace. Why can we not, for example, embrace such good practices back home? Where, for example, hii mwaka tunasema, for example, ni mwaka ya umoja. Everything that the government will do, it's all about oneness. Whether it will be having concerts, whether it will be reaching to the people, whether it's everything, a themed year. And to be very honest, I I think I'm humbled and privileged to be working in this part of the country, because Gerry, nitawacha kifunguu kwa gari na nitakuja na nitaipata hapo hivyo. I will drop something, hata kama utaenda na upate. Ni vigumu sana ukose kupata. Vigumu sana. Yes.
Christians,
and that's why, for example,
we have a challenge.
We have a challenge.
We have a challenge. We have a big one. We have a big one.
Because, imagine, for example, home to go, I think 42 tribes or something, 42 tribes. Now you can imagine, for example, where I'm currently working, I have almost about 37 different, not tribes, nationalities. 37 nationalities. Wanakaa pamoja, tunakula pamoja, we work together, okay?
Different religions also. Different
beliefs, different walks of life, different ways of doing things, but we stay together, literally. Go ahead.
Ikifika ni job is the focus. The focus turns. It becomes the focal point.
Yeah, all of us, nini imekuleta hapa, because everybody has a reason why they came to UAE or why they go to the different countries that they go to, but mostly people want to better their lives, and this is something that probably I would just speak with a lot of humility to all the youngsters, the millennial generations, when you want to get a job at a very tender age, because I have, for example, people who come, we hire them at the age of 20, 23, 24, 25, very prime age, It's an opportunity or mepata that they can be able to really develop themselves and just think about the future. But unfortunately, the generation of now, wanaangalia tu now, unapata do, unapata ingine next month. Do you know this corona, when it came, it taught people great, valuable lessons. Because ilistua kila mtu, ilistua everybody, ndio unajipata mtu kwamba mase sina hii, ningejua ningefanya 1 2 3 1 2 3, because people used to live a comfort life, but now it came, it shook everybody, and people started embracing life in a different perspective and in a different way of life. So wase wanasema I think ni poa tujipange, which is good. It shook people, it woke people up, but in life we don't need to wait for a tragedy to hit so that you can be able to realign yourself the way you should be. Mtu anatakana kuwa ameanza kujipanga kitambo.
Wow.
Yes.
Amazing. I'm liking the talk. Kuna mtu I think huyu wa Dubai hapa anasema what he's saying is so true. Kama uko na maswali ya Dubai, tafadhali uliza, alafu inakuwa sawa. Kumbuka uko ndani ya Mkenya Marekani amepatana na mtu wa Dubai kule Abu Dhabi. Naona your relative hapa hivi, si ndio?
That is my sister-in-law. Her name is Julia Galias. Yuko UK saizi anatupata live, and thank you Julia for joining.
UK is watching.
Yes.
Hapo sawa.
Someone wants to clarify if it is true. Yes, Julia Galias is my sister-in-law. She's the second born in the family, and much respect to this family. In fact, my in-laws, I salute them.
Yeah. Lucy Aisha Vlogs anasema very true. Whatever you're saying is very, very true. Personally, I've been to Dubai. Number one, it's very clean. And those are the... I don't know if in Kenya we don't have the atmosphere to be good or what. Because, for instance, kuna red lights. Kuna traffic lights. But
yes,
you must have a police. You must have sijui nani. So, where is the issue?
See, Gary, I'll tell you for a fact. See, huko the traffic lights, what, they're there, and you'll not see a police, because every person has an identification and your mobile number. See, kama home mobile number iko na watu 10-20, your mobile number, no, your one mobile number is connected with your everything, your passport, your visa, your medicals, your immigration, everything is connected there. So, for example, when I'm driving, if I just step on the hard shoulder, I step on the hard shoulder. What a red light. I step on the hard shoulder kwa barabara, okay?
Yeah.
Hard luck, you will just get a message on your phone. You just get a message.
Yeah.
Traffic violation. Lazima uende ulipe fine. Hakuna mtu atakuja kuambia come no. You have to go. Because if you don't pay that fine, hata kama utachukua mwaka moja ama mwaka mbili, lazima utaenda need government services. So before you have to get that service done, they'll tell you have a pending fine. You need to clear it. Hauwezi renew visa kama uko na pending fine. Hauwezi renew medical kama uko na pending fine. Kwa sababu magari huku ziko registered every year. Every year you register a vehicle every year. So it's important that register vehicle, you clear the fines, and so it's a discipline that people normally practice, and that is what keeps this place sane and safe. At a home, it's all about discipline. Huwezi tupa takataka.
No, you cannot.
No, kwa nini utupe? Just put it and dispose it in the right place. That's it.
You know,
it's a discipline here.
I was telling somebody that here we have buses but hatuna makanga. Nikauliza ni kwa nini? Akaniambia kila mtu anajua pale anaenda. Sasa nikajiuliza na sisi kila siku unaonesha ngo pale unaenda na gari yenye utapanda na unaijua.
In UAE it's a well coordinated transport management system. Either kuna taxis or we have the buses, and everything is controlled and governed. Ukiingia kwa basi, they use the cards, you just tap it. When you utatokea, you tap again, it deduct the exact amount of fare. And that's it. The amount of fare, unatoka unaenda, taxi the same, uingia unatoka, top notch. I'm really proud that we can be able to see such kind of development in this country. And when we witness this, we really yearn that this should happen home. Gary, I'm telling you for a fact, discipline is key in everything. Back at home, if we have the privileges of what we are able to witness here, kama zingekuwa zina happen home, trust me, why should we come and pursue?
We shouldn't have come.
No, to get to home. And to be honest,
home.
Na mimi naweza penda hata tukirudi home, we get that opportunity because we have acquired a lot of knowledge, experience, and expertise. And I'm telling you, we can do so much back home. But probably these opportunities are the ones that are not very much readily available.
I want to shout out to mtu wa power sana, Lilian Kings. Unajua ni nani huyo?
Mwalimu, kwa nini nisimsahau? Salamu sana.
Huyu ndio tukuza. Kile Kiswahili kiko sanifu ni kwa sababu yake.
Ni kwa sababu ya mwalimu. Regards to that.
I'm telling you. Thank you so much for tuning in, mwalimu. Asante sana. Ayubu Kenya iko represented kabisa.
Shukran.
Another friend of yours now ako Dubai. Ni mtu wa power. Michael Njenga anasema, Sammy, can you talk about this who run away from their employers, better known as Kukemboi?
This is what I would say, Michael. Every time you're employed with an organization, there's always a contract. You have to sign that contract. And this is what I normally tell even the people that come to work, seek employment, for example, from industry. I told them, before you sign this contract, I want you just to read every clause word by word so that you come to an understanding of what exactly are the terms and conditions of your employment. There is no company, to the best of my knowledge, that doesn't have a notice period. I don't think so. You need to honor a contract. For example, you have worked and you want to resign, give your employer a notice period. And this notice period may vary. It can be 1 month, it can be 2 months, it can be 3 months, because it purely depends on the JD, job description, or the job profile. Jobs that are of high end, we call them the grade A, the high ends, they'll give 3 months. But entry level jobs, they'll normally give 1 month. For me, I normally would encourage any person, if you want to resign, the best thing to do, there's no need of running away. If you've got nothing to hide, just give a 1 month notice and leave honorably with your employer. The reason I'm saying this is because I have heard people who resign from my company, and I normally tell them during the exit interview, because when someone resigns, they need to come to us. I need to understand why are they going and for what reason. I normally say, everywhere, leave with all doors open. Any job that you do, if it is time for you to go, just exit with all doors open, because the same doors, you might need them and you might come back. I have rehired quite a number of colleagues. I have rehired them back because they left well and they came back well.
Wow, amazing. Naona Moses Kimani hapa Kamemia mwenyewe ameingia. Hey good people.
Anasema watu wa Chebarbar.
In the Chebarbar.
Ndio hivyo, msalimie sana.
I look behind, no people.
No people.
I tell you. Awesome. Kuna I think honesty box ni gani hiyo? Unajua hiyo? Naiona hapa hivi, hebu tuambie about that.
This is my sister-in-law. She's saying, what of honesty box? That's the most amusing thing in UK. Unaenda place, unabai kitu, unaweka do kwa box na hakuna mtu anaangalia umeweka ngapi. Oh, for example, we have this like Zaka, you know, for example, kuna ile unataka ku contribute something, right? So unapata, for example, huku, if my memory or if my understanding is correct, kuna hizi open box, like for example, nataka kusaidia, sijui nitasaidia nani, but utapata ziko kwa shops, ziko kwa malls, unatoa do yako, unaweka tu hapo, and Gerry, hazijafichwa, hazijafunikwa ati hauoni ni nini, they are transparent. Unaona tu mado zimewekwa hapo. You can do nothing. You cannot even take. You cannot even have that thought, hey, tupite na hii wasanii. You cannot do that. No. Because everything that people do here, literally, honesty and discipline becomes the key. Kwa sababu, the culture of the people here, kuchukua kitu ambayo sio yako, it's haram. It's haram.
Lakini for instance, kwa zini kitu nilikuwa nimeona, tukigrow up, unapata kukosa pia because of luck. Sometimes inakusukuma ufanye kitu fulani. Kama unapata umeingia kanisa, kuna tissue paper, sisi nyumbani hatukuwa tunatumia tissue paper. Lakini unapata mumama mzuri tu wa kanisani tu pale, kwa sababu ya kukosa, badala ya kutumia yote anachukua naweka kwenye bagi, sasa atatumia nyumbani. Unaona sasa, sometimes kukosa, yani unajua luck can create.
I understand, but Gerry,
we cannot support that.
We cannot support that. Yeah, because poverty is everywhere. Poverty is everywhere, and you cannot be able to say that everybody is rich. No, but poverty should not be the reason why people should engage in crime. Poverty is not an excuse why people should commit felony. No. Gerry, if you ask me, all of us at one point in time had an opportunity to steal. All of us. Even you. Lazima ulikuwa na an opportunity to steal. Unaweza sema, how comes? Ukiwa mdogo, si ulikuwa unasema, madhe wachakashuge, ama sijui nini, tulikuwa tunaambiwa na msukule sukari, you know, very small basic things. Because if you cannot be able to commit and convince that conscience that what I'm about to do is wrong, then when the man dies, and I have to be very categorical on this, there's an inner man in all of us, rich or poor, Caucasian or Asian, African or white. There is a conscience, there's a man who lives in us. If this man dies, ndio unapata mtu hana conscience at all. Hana conscience at all. They can do anything. without a second thought.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't think, yes, I can understand poverty can push people to extremes, but there's no justification why poverty should be a reason why people should commit crime. So kidogo kidogo, Gary, you may be poor, but you're hardworking. Hardworking.
Yeah.
Just go outside there. Just go outside there. Do something.
Do something.
The gods of the day. The gods of the day for sure.
Yeah.
They will drop that coal, just like what they did to Elijah. The gods of the day, they will do it. They will do it. The ravens will drop that flesh. They will drop that meat for you. They will drop it. Just be honest. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Wacha tu shout out mtu wa nguvu hapa anaitwa Paul SP. Hey, drum roll.
Bwana Paulo is my last born brother. Bwana Paulo is my last born brother. I think anatupata live from Nairobi.
Yes.
Much respect to him also. Much
respect. Mzito sana. Akisema hii station tufunge tunafunga.
Bwana Paulo kutoka SP Creatives. Bwana Paulo ndio.
Yes. Very nice guy, brother yake Sammy. Thank you for tuning in. Absolutely amazing. I love this conversation because people are learning, people are getting the motivation they need.
Sure.
Everyone has a drop of greatness. What a title.
Yes, including you, Gary. And allow me just to say something here. When we were growing up, Gary, if you remember very well, we were your seniors, like we were old by age, and you guys were still coming up. And I remember literally we did everything together. Whether ilikuwa ni mashindano, Sunday school, sijui tunapelekwa camp wapi, all this, everything. We grew up and our focus and foundation was centralized in the church. Okay. Ask me, why am I saying this? The foundation of everything becomes the key to whether a building will be strong enough to stand the test of time, or whether during the storms the building will break down. Now, Gary, I have witnessed and observed you, your family, and allow me just to say this, lots of respect to your father, may his soul rest in peace. You guys went through a very difficult and a trying moment. You, Gary, you're going through a very difficult and a trying moment right now. And I'm telling you, 4 years down the line, and I told you some times ago when you were just on call, that we do pray for you. This is what I would want to say to you, Gary, okay? The way you live, you inspire very many people, including myself. And what we normally say that if Gary is still alive and well and strong, and he still can be able to engage himself without sitting back and complaining and thinking of the song of the fools, like I cannot. If you can still do it, then I will do it. Then nobody who is of wholeness of health can be able to stand and say, I cannot be able to do it. If Gary is doing it, then everybody else can. And so I want to really, really encourage you, Gary. I know the times and seasons that you are currently in are challenging.
Yeah.
But brother, when the Lord spoke and to Paul, and he ministered and he said, there's a thorn in my flesh. Every person who God loves has a thorn in their flesh. And the definition of this thorn will vary. And I'm telling you, it will vary from case to case, from person to person. And Gary, what I will encourage you today is this. What you're going through now, what I'm going through now, is that we have a certain thorn in the flesh that we normally ask, why is it that it is in me? And recorded in the Bible, it states very clearly that God spoke to him and he said, don't ask why. But if he cannot be able to take it away, then he will give you the grace to go through it. So his grace, Gary, is very sufficient in your life right now. His grace is very present even in the very time of your need. And trust you me, I live looking to see the day that you will come up with a song and burst and saying, you know what? I was, but now I am. Because that story is coming and things will surely work. So it is just a pilgrimage. It's just a phase of life, and we're faced with different conditions and circumstances. And irrespective of how hard it is, you have a big, 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 big greatness in you. And so don't drop the mic. Don't drop the mic. Don't drop the mic. Whatever you do, you inspire so many people. And whether people cannot be able to reach you directly or indirectly, just get it from me. It is for you and for your reason that I came through a very difficult time, a very trying time. 5 years, 6 years ago. And that song, wasa wako ni kabambe, hena sawa, subiri kwa upole, moyo wangu. You know, your time will come. Everybody, your time will come. Just hold on. Don't drop the mic. Just hold on. Your time will come, and you'll sing the song of It Is Well.
Wow. Those words are powerful.
Geri, tumetoka mbali.
Tumetoka mbali. Neema inatosha. That's my saying. Neema inatosha.
The grace of God is sufficient. And even when people want to write, you know, there's a way people can write you off. Like, you will amount to nothing, you know? Like, you will amount to nothing. No, that is what the perception and the view of the people is. They will amount to nothing. But sometimes, just say, who's laughing now?
But we will not laugh. We will not laugh.
His grace is very much sufficient. His grace is sufficient.
His grace inatosha. Yani, you know, it's an encouragement to many people because you might be there. Maybe us guys were so active in church. Hata una nguo ya kuchange. Hauna kile kitu. Na sayo ni za Gikomba 50.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Ora.
Nakwambia nimegonga kokoto, nilikuwa nagonga kokoto. Umegonga kokoto ndio upate hiyo 50 bo. Ununue suit uvae. Yeah? So if you see somebody dressing nice today, just know.
Ni Mungu. Unakumbuka the good old days in the church with the a cappella group? No.
Yes.
You remember, I used to sing that song.
Kim comment.
And used to inspire.
Nani anasema umuimbie kawimbo? Haya, sikia sasa.
Wewe ndio kuna wimbo ulikuwa unapenda kuimba ukisema
nimekuweka kwa limelight sasa. Ile vizuri.
Ulikuwa unaimba ukisema I will never be same again. I can never return. I've closed the door. I walk upon the race, and I will never
be the same again. Woo! Hey! I'm telling you.
By the way, Gary, Resi G, big up to Resi G. That's my that's Resi G is my wife. I think she's watching live and direct.
Yes, I'm telling you. You're not nimemulika hapo, confirm.
Confirm, nimemulika wananiambia niwaimbie lullaby every day.
Amazing. Teacher Lilian Kirudhi anasema nashuhudia mnayo sema ni kweli. I've seen you. Nakwambia She's our mentor.
She's our mentor.
We can't take it away from her. She's the one.
Thank you, Lillian.
Yeah,
there's a witness there. There's a witness.
There's a witness.
Yeah, thank you.
One day I'm gonna bring you here ufunze watu lugha ya Kiswahili, because watu wanapoenda ughaibuni wanasahau lugha.
Ndivyo. Wanasema Kiswahili kinatiwa na jisi, you know?
Yeah, ndio hiyo sasa. By the way, Sam, ulikuwa unatufanyia kama swali mdoi. Hebu tuchapie swali mdoi kwanza kiasi.
Bwana. Kiswahili sasa tokomea,
kiliporomoka.
Kiswahili kilipata njia potovu ikaenda kidogo, but you know, if you don't really speak the language frequently and oftenly, then unapata
inapata na kutu.
You lose track of it.
Wanasema Waswahili unachukuliwa na chechele.
Hiyo yako tutauliza mwalimu Lili, anatuambia kama iko kwa kamusi.
Michael Njenga, unamkumbuka wa Huruma?
Yes, this guy used to play football together.
Na ako Dubai.
Now, the most interesting thing, Michael, big ups to you. The most interesting thing, do you know I have never met Michael? He's in Dubai. For all those years, we've never met.
Wow.
We've never met. That tells you the dynamics of where we are living in. And Dubai and Abu Dhabi, it's only 2 hours drive. Yeah. 2 hours drive. But so Michael, inshallah, corona ikipungua kidogo, then maybe we'll catch up a cup of coffee.
Yes. Nimekuchallenge because I came to Dubai. I was to meet you, lakini yeye nilipatana na yeye when I was in Dubai. I met Michael.
Wewe ungenikutana na mimi kwanza. I'm challenging you.
When I was in Dubai, Michael gave us a trip of the year. Nakwambia alitutembeza huko River Road huko zote tukatembea. Michael, big up yourself bro. Big up yourself. Amazing Grace lazima uimbe, imerekostiwa na watu wawili sasa. Kuna Anishiko anasema salamu kwa wingi.
Anishiko is my sister-in-law. You know, she's my sister-in-law. This is the wife to my last-born brother. Regards to Anishiko. Respect. Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Kuna huyu Anshish. Huyu naye unamjua huyu? Wasaimo Karanja.
Saimo Karanja. Coca-Cola.
I tell you, Coca-Cola.
Ndio hivyo. Mtu wa nguvu kweli.
Big up.
Thank you so much, Ani.
Asante sana. Hey, Geri, wacha kumada Kiswahili. Wewe bro. Kiswahili changu mufti bana. Unajua Miskinodi alikuwa anazitanga dingoingoi. D for dingoingoi. Hizo ndo zilikuwa zetu kwa shule, lakini neema inatosha.
The grace of God is sufficient. And Gary, you see, you can remember, I think it's always good to appreciate every moment as you grow up, because as we speak right now, okay, Warimu Kimani anasema kwa nini asalimiwi? Okay, regards to you.
Warimu Kimani lazima asalimiwe kwa fujo, because yeye ndio MCA huku. Sasa usipomsalimia njia zako si hata zinakosa kuku.
Wacha nikusalimia Warimu, inshallah maybe siku moja njia zangu zitapata way through and then I will come. No problem.
Ndio. Asante sana Warimu for tuning in. Next tutakuleta hapa. Karibu sana. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Gary, I was just saying, you know, when we grow up and when we were growing up, so easy you can take audit. You can take a self-audit and call yourself on the mirror and say, mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
Think of the days that we went through and every fundamental teachings that we had to go through, and the people who influenced our lives and who they are, wale wazee walikuwa either wa kanisa ama the youths, you know, and the way we have seen them. I remember seeing the likes of, sasa now they've become pastors, you know, the likes of Kinagashue, Reverend the likes of Jesse, you know, and I in particular would want to remember the influence of one pastor, Reverend Kabaiko. I think it would be unfair if I don't give a mention to this great reverend. You know, he had a different ways in which he was able to engage with the young people and the youth. And some of the teachings that he used to share, you know, they really shaped our way of thinking and made us who we are today. So I will really speak to all the people and even the children and the youths out there when you're nasikiliza. Sometimes we see as if the elderlies or wazee, like as if they don't know exactly what is the right thing to do or which direction to take. But I think it's good sometimes to take one step back, listen to the counsel of wisdom, and then make a choice. I think it's always one. Had it not been for that, then I don't think we will be where we are.
They say an elder, when they are seated down, they can see farther than a young boy who is on top of an iroko tree. That's a Nigerian proverb.
Kakaule Moja, I can see Kakaule Moja. By the way, this is my brother-in-law. Just big ups again to Kaka. He is in Dubai together with the wife and the little daughter. So again, regards Kaka. So Kaka will bear witness because Mchujo anaielewa kabisa.
Anaitambua. So bro, I'm very happy to have had you in the Mkenya Marekani. Imekuwa toki ajabu sana. We've seen how you came from grass to the grace, yani elevation ile ajabu. Neema inatosha. So thank you so much for availing yourself, your family, kupea ruhusa ya kujiunga pamoja nasi. Thank you so much. Ningependa tu toe parting shot ile ya mwisho, and then we've been here almost 2 hours.
Yes, so that I didn't even think it will take that long, but
I know.
No problem.
Yeah.
My last words, Gary, what I will say is everybody is alive and living because they have a purpose. Everybody is alive and living because they have a purpose. So what I would say, everything you do, you are fulfilling that purpose. Everything you do on a single day, every single day, you're fulfilling that purpose. Sometimes people have a misconception, like they need to have a great vision. That's when they fulfill the purpose. No. Purpose in every little thing you do today. You're fulfilling that purpose. Pursue your goals, and remember, there's no one alive, rich or poor, black or white, Caucasian, that doesn't have a drop of greatness. So hold on to it. And one day you'll sing the song of the winners.
Sasa naambio Karuembo lazima. Lazima. Amazing Grace imeitishwa sana. Chapa Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Alafu ulikuwa unatia madrido kidogo, unasema
Giwa
Magenya Giwa no Reya Amazing grace, amazing
Amazing
grace, how sweet
sound,
the
sound
that saved a wretch
red
like
like
me.
me.
I was
I
lost,
was
I
lost,
was lost, but now
but
I'm
now I'm
found.
found.
Was
Was
blind, but
blind, but
now
now
I
I see.
see. Berum, berum, berum,
Badum,
berum,
badum,
berum,
badum,
berum,
badum,
berum,
badum,
berum.
badum, badum.
Very, I thank you for giving me opportunity on your platform. Shukran sana. I thank you.
Asante sana, asante sana. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having created time to come and grace our function. Yani tunakushukuru sana Mr. Sam.
I thank you.
Everyone has a drop of greatness.
Yes.
Just before everyone goes, I want to try something here. I was nominated for some awards before niende. I want everybody to try and vote for me. Yep. Yeah, I got that. So please, if you can go here, it's very easy. You come to that platform. The website is let's see. I copied it here. Yeah, you go to that website. Then I'm teaching guys how to vote. Then you come here, vote. Then you write your name. Then my email is there. Then voting code is, I can try the A12 plus the vote now. Yep. So we have just voted for gerrieywainaina. So make sure you try and vote as many times as possible so that tulete ushindi nyumbani ama namna gani. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe because we'll be bringing a lot of these shows, motivation, because during this time of COVID, a lot of people went into depression. A lot of people just suffered a lot, not just ugonjwa, but mentally. And when they hear such stories of victory, I believe everybody is rejuvenated and more strength pops in. So tafadhali ingia kwa my YouTube, subscribe, alafu tutaendelea kusonga mbele. May God bless you and keep you. And kutoka hapo sina mengi, sina budha ila kuachia usiku mwema.
Huko kwetu ni mchana.
Kwenyu ni mchana. Sasa hivi sasa ni saa ngapi sasa hivi? Hapa. Sasa hizi show tumeipiga na 2 hours, ni 12:14.
Shukran Gary. Bless you, man.
Asante sana. May God bless you. See ya and ciao.
Ciao.
Marekani.